This was V class number 7. Solo jazz was a shim sham, and we finished that up last week, so we just rolled through it a bunch. And again, that video of Jen doing the whole shim sham is in your folder, recap video folder if you need it. Then we reviewed some of the highlights from this session, and we're just going to roll through a couple concepts right now that we went over, but again, going back to those videos, you'll get a lot of this stuff. First, we talked about the sugar push. Was it the first thing we did? I think so. And although we showed you the footwork for the sugar push, for follows, we really said, try to just do that rock step, triple, triple, right underneath you. Let the lead the change, right? So Jen's just going to do the footwork, and she's going to let me actually lead that 3 and 4 where we reverse direction. She's going to come in. Jen had a good analogy for people who were nervous about getting too close to their partner. You're coming in like you're going to give somebody a hug. It's not too scary, but then at the last minute, oh, we're not going to do a hug. But just making sure that you don't worry about running into someone and you stop yourself prematurely with the sugar push. So keeping your feet free.
For the follows, to not be afraid of the stretch building up. Like some follows, as soon as they got any indication of a forward step, they were just taking a giant step, which releases any stretch that might have been there. So instead, just think about taking a small step, and don't be afraid of that stretch when it happens. You want that stretch to be there, and we don't want it to dissipate right away. You want to use it the whole way you're going in. So don't be afraid to kind of hang back a little bit and really wait for that lead forward.
And this is true for all the stuff we do, like the sugar push, especially because of the move it is, but it's true for the swing out too. Just letting that stretch build up. We worked on that. And then the other move we added on to this idea, this too, wait for it, because it might be this. I had a lot of fun. I was kind of jumping to the conclusion that it might be something else. Off camera now, close. But just waiting for it and going nice and even, not being so jumpy. Coming to the social dances will help get some of that jumpiness out of you too, I think, to just ease into dancing a little bit.
But just dancing with, we didn't talk about this, but kind of dancing with the idea that you can hang back, you can be lazy and be late. You know, it's okay to kind of be late. And that if you go in with that attitude, you're not going to be ahead of where you should be.
I think somewhat related to that, here we go, the yawns. It's getting late, we're edging up on 9 o'clock. It's sort of related to that idea too, where we talked about rock steps and forward steps again. So again, waiting for it, not being so jumpy to do the thing you think is gonna happen, but waiting for the actual lead. And also making sure your body is integrated, right? Not trying to force a rock step out of your body when you're kind of disconnected, or force a forward step when it's too soon and you're being asked to go back. So we talked about that integration of making sure your center is connected to your hand or your arm or your frame, however you want to think about it, but making sure you're centered with that. Other than that,
we talked about swivels a little bit, just in relation to being, integrated in your body. Make sure that you're using your swivels in a natural way to what you're doing, so it makes sense. Which means being connected throughout your body as you do your swivel.
Boom, 5. We also did this, 5, 6, 7. We did the switches, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 1. And for follows who are having trouble, kind of knowing which way to go, just remember that whichever foot you're stepping with is the direction you're turning your hips. So step, and on count 1, it should be right, just like you normally do. And then for leads, you can look back at that video a few weeks ago, but basically we're just doing 7 and 8 to get into those Susie cues on 1.
I think those were the hits.
Those were the hits. Those are the things we were working on. But fundamental stuff. You guys did a great job this session. Super fun to work on a variety of things. And we'll see you hopefully in January for Swing Out Punch Out.
Or Thursday at
for the dance.